Hey, what's up, Peruvians? This is Friends of Ood-Kind here. I'm here to talk about Peter Capaldi, specifically the top 10 best of his stories of his era. Yeah, okay. We've still got Twice Upon a Time to come, but as of the end of Series 10, this is my top 10 favorite, and I'm going to watch Twice Upon a Time when it comes out, and wherever it comes on the rankings, if it comes within the best top 10 or the worst top 10, and I'm going to redo that particular video. At number 10, The Empress of Mars. I really enjoyed this episode actually. It's I really like the Empress's the whole new design of the Empress of the Ice Warriors. I like the fact that the Victorian soldiers were on Mars, and I kind of got a nostalgic feeling when I saw the portrait of Pauline Collins uh, as Queen Victoria. A throwback to Series 2, Tooth and Claw. Number 9, I got Into the Dalek. I really did enjoy this episode. We get the line "Don't be lasagna" in this, but I liked how they went into a Dalek, and obviously I got into the Dalek, but went into and repaired what they thought was a good Dalek or bad Dalek and made it bad again. But there's no such thing as a good Dalek or a Dalek that is good. We also get the whole question, am I a good man, in this, which is pretty cool. And at number 8, I've got Thin Ice. This was one of the best in Series 10, I think. Um, I like if you've been watching my videos, you know that I like the going back into historical events and kind of seeing what goes on there. And I like this, the creature under the Thames, the Great Frost Flare. I can't remember what year it was, but 18 something. Let me know in the comments what year it was, or if you want to correct me. Um, but yeah, the creature under the Thames. The only thing I can't help but think that it's kind of going on the same thing as the Torchwood episode where they're selling meat from an alien being. But yeah, apart from that, it was a really enjoyable watch. Number 7 now, Flatline. I really did enjoy this episode. We got Riggsy, local knowledge. He was awesome in this. And I like the concept of how the two-dimensional creatures come into a three-dimensional world trying to figure it out. And I also like the end part where the doctor gave him a chance. And I liked how at the end he says, you know, you played your part and I'm going to play my part, the man who stops the monsters. And number 6, I've got Time Heist. Obviously with Doctor Who you're going to have time travel. It's just a given thing, which is cool. But Time Heist is really good, I thought. The robbing of a bank that's set in a specifically fixed point in time, which is pretty cool. And obviously, the forget worm or whatever it's called, I can't remember. I may have been bitten by it, I don't know. I like that coming back. Obviously, the first time you see it is in the Snowman. Um, but yeah, I like this. No, I like the creature in here that can kind of turn your brain to mush. Number 5, I got Under the Lake and Before the Flood. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that my favorite kind of Doctor Who story or episode is a base under siege. I think that's Doctor Who at his best. And Under the Lake Before the Flood is, wow, it's one of the best Doctor Who episodes, I think. Maybe I'm being a little too generous to the other 4 that's on this list. Um, but I really like this one. The Fisher King was awesome. I just wish you had more screen time. I guess that's why it's not. It's at number 4. Wish I had more screen. And I think that guy from Slipknot done the voice of the Fisher King. It sounds just very much like him. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, a good, really good episode. Again, with ghosts and stuff is pretty cool, and the message on the in the in the in the ship. I really enjoyed that. It's a pretty cool episode, uh, and the weird alien guy with the hat, whatever. I kind of enjoyed him in the second part. Also, I enjoyed the fact that they were kind of stuck in a time loop that they can't get out of. Okay, number four, I got Face the Raven. Obviously, you know, if you've been watching my videos, that I'm not the biggest Clara fan, and I think she should have left at the end of Series 8 before Last Christmas came out. I think she should have left in the series finale. Um, but this was, well, Clara's second last appearance or episode that she was in. Um, Hellbent kind of ruined this whole thing, but I look at that as a completely separate story. Um, but yeah, Face of Raven, I really enjoyed it. Local knowledge is back in this, which is awesome. And I guess whether you like Clara or hate Clara or kind of about her, it's her perfect ending, I think, because obviously she thinks that she's a doctor, but she's human, so she can die. And I think that in the end, it was the best kind of send off that that Clara could have got. I mean, obviously later on in Hellbent, she gets her own TARDIS and traveling with Lady Me or Shielda or whatever. But Face the Raven, I think, is probably her best episode. I really like the countdown tattoo thing. Maisie Williams was actually okay in this. I didn't enjoy her in The Girl Who Died and Woman Who Lived or Hellbent. But this one, she was probably her best Doctor Who episode anyway. And number three, Deep Breath, Capaldi's debut. Um, I just wish that they would have used Vastra and Jenny and Strax more often in Capaldi's run, but I can understand why people were getting kind of tired of it because it's sort of looked on as a Matt Smith era kind of thing. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not the best fan of them, but I do enjoy them. I think Strax is hilarious, and I do enjoy Vastra. Watching Vastra, she's cool, and I really enjoyed the return of the Clockwork droids. Thrown back to again series two, going to Fireplace. Really, really good. Probably one. Well, obviously it's the third favorite of mine of Capaldi's era, but probably one of the best Doctor Who episodes. Well, probably my favorite uh, post regeneration stories. Number two, I got World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls. This was so brilliant. The Mondasian Cybermen. You see how they started. It's pretty cool. Pretty really really awesome. I mean, in previous Cyberman stories, um, they just kind of feel robotic. Um, and this is the one that kind of makes you realize, wow, they're actually humans. You know, they're actually using human, limbs and brains and everything uh, to survive. It's pretty cool. And also, Missy meets the Master. Well, everyone meets the Master, but Missy meets the Master. The Return of Clone Sin. Even though I think he was a little bit underused in this, it was still great to see him back. But like I said in the previous video about John Sim, I don't understand why they took the main character trait away from him, which was the noise in his head, because that's what made him so insane. Um, it was kind of a toned down version of the Master, of John Sim's Master, but it was still great to see him back though. And it was really good to see how his timeline ended and Missy's began. And I've done a video on John Sims' ending and how I think that what happened. Check it out. And then you got the first Doctor, well not the first Doctor, but uh, David Bradley's interpretation of William Hartnell's Doctor uh, at the end of this, which is cool. Number one, my favorite episode of the Capaldi era, Heaven Sent. Just absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it's a two-parter, but I look at that as two separate stories. Really a three-parter, but three separate stories. It's just kind of one running into the other. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't really connect with each one. I liked how they done the same. It's the same thing over and over again. I guess the same day. Um, Stuck in the confession doll, been there for 4.5 billion years, I think it was, or whatever. But yeah, Heaven Sent is my favorite Peter Capaldi episode that he's done on Doctor Who. So far, we'll see if Twice Upon a Time makes it to any of these lists, and if it does, then I'll redo that video. But yeah, that's it so far. But thank you for watching, and like and subscribe.